It took me 10 years until I was able to stop drinking alcohol and move on with my life. 10 years of trial and error. 10 years of going to AA meetings, fighting the urge alone with willpower, getting through cravings, reading books. No matter what I tried, I'd always go back to drinking. But just under 8 years ago, I ignored so much of the mainstream advice and I was able to get to a place where I just didn't want to drink. And I mean it. If you were to offer me a pint of beer for £100,000 right now, I would turn it down. That's how much I value my life without alcohol. I cannot describe how much better things are. But I was that person who was struggling. I struggled for so long. I've had more relapses than I can count. I don't even know how many times I've tried and failed. But there was advice that people kept giving me. Everybody seemed to have an opinion. Everybody seemed to have an input. And I'm sure these people meant well. I'm not trying to say they were bad or they did anything wrong. But I had to stop listening to people and do it my own way. Because 99% of the population will not agree with what I'm about to say. But I'm not making this video for the 99% of people. I'm making it for you. I need you to listen to this video and ignore what I also ignored. So if you are serious about getting in control of your drinking and putting this problem behind you for good, listen up. Now, if we've not met yet, my name is Leon Sylvester. I'm the founder of Soberclear.com, a coaching company that helps business people and professionals get control of their drinking with a totally new method. My program gets a 96% client-rated success rate. It's been scientifically validated by an academic psychologist. You can find a scientific report on the program by going to Google Scholar, and what we do is totally different. If you want more information on that, you can go to Soberclear.com, or if you want to apply for the program and work with me directly, you can click the link down below, fill in an application, answer those few short questions, and then we can jump on a free call to see if the program could work for you. So what do you need to ignore? If you were to get 100 people together, all those 100 people have had multiple failed attempts to stop drinking alcohol, but they're all now at least 2 months sober. If you were to speak to those 100 people, I'm almost sure that 98% of those people will say that it's been hard. They'll say things like, yeah, I mean, it's going all right. It's just hard when, I get home and I'm stressed. Or next person might say, yeah, it's hard, but I had to ignore all my friends and cut people out. I can't go to this bar. I can't go to that restaurant. I can't do what I used to. Other people are going to say, I've got to do my 12 steps. I've got to beg God to help me get through the cravings. Other people are going to say, yeah, I'm an alcoholic. Of course it's hard. I've got to resist it all the time. And that was me as well. For the 10 years that I tried to stop drinking alcohol, I'd have told you the exact same thing. And then when everybody else around me was telling me how hard it was, it just reinforced the idea that it's going to be a difficult thing. But why? Why does everybody say that no longer killing yourself with a poison is hard? If everybody started drinking bleach, how hard would it be for everyone to stop drinking bleach? Not hard at all. But this idea that stopping drinking is hard, it all boils down to this idea that alcohol adds something to you and your life. If you believe that drinking alcohol is going to make your life better in some way, it's always going to be hard. It doesn't matter what method you use. It doesn't matter if you using medication, you spend 100 grand on a rehab. It just makes no difference at all. If you never fix this idea that alcohol is a good thing, it's always going to be hard. You'll never get to the place that I'm in. You'll never get to the place that I've helped 500 clients get to. You'll always be struggling. And what you need to do is you need to ignore these people. The people that are telling you that stopping drinking is hard, you got to disregard it just for a minute. And I'm not saying that that's going to just solve all your problems, because it ain't. There's layers to this. But you need to be okay that most people who stop drinking alcohol are struggling. You need to be okay with this. And then you need to be okay that there's an alternative worldview where it isn't hard. Because once you're in a place where you see alcohol for what it is, without the lies, without the conditioning, without the marketing, without this idea that it adds something to your life, when all of those layers, it's almost like an onion, right? And each of the layers disappears, you're left with what alcohol is at its core. Poison. Ethanol. This cancer-causing substance that kills millions of people every single year, 95,000 Americans a year, destroys so many lives. If it doesn't kill them, it destroys it in other ways. When you're left with what alcohol really is, it's no longer hard. Most of the population don't do this. They don't do the work. They don't use first principles thinking. They don't break it down. They don't really strip it all back and just say, what is this stuff? What is this cancer-causing poison that most people drink? No, we just buy into these ideas that have been implanted by other people, and we keep doing that. And then when people tell you it's hard to stop drinking, it's like, yeah, I know it is. I know it's hard, because you still have this idea that alcohol adds something. I promise you, ignore 99% of people. Just ignore them and start finding people who are where you want to be. Start building a new paradigm where you're able to see alcohol for what it is. And then all of a sudden, that 99% of people who think alcohol is hard now becomes 98% because you've changed. And then 97, and then 96. And before you know it, people are just going to keep waking up. And I want you to wake up. I want you to wake up to the truth. You know, we're bombarded by so much media, so much noise, so much news, so many articles, so much nonsense out there that it's really hard to just find truth in the world. But if there's one piece of truth that I can give you in your life, it's that alcohol adds nothing. It can't, because alcohol is a poison that you put into your body, and all it does is take things away. It takes away your health, it takes away your relationships, it takes away the quality of your life, it takes away your sleep, the list goes on and on. And the moment that you're so clear on this, it's like a switch. It's like somebody flicks a switch in your brain and you can move on with your life. Again, if you want to apply to work together, click the link down below. And if you click the video on the screen now, I'm going to show you some of the warning signs alcohol could be killing you.